we give a rundown of the night show, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the comment section. I see Debo the God in the building.
What's up, Debo? What's up? What's up, Jared?
We'll get into
Jared?
that, Debo. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. I don't even want to
Good,
chop
good,
on
Charlie.
that. But shout out to both of y'all, man. And once the show continues to go, we'll light your comments up. And you guys, please, man, just tune in with us, watch with us. So tonight's show, as you guys heard me on my little video, we was unable to be here for the start of training camp, but it's all good. We here now. They just had a few practices. They just got in the shoulder pads a few days ago, so we never too late. So we're gonna talk about the takeaways from those practices, talk about the injuries, and if we got time, we'll take phone calls. I think we'll take some phone calls. It's been a while, and then to end the show, we're gonna get to our goat, the Hall of Famer Drew Brees. I'm repping Drew Brees tonight, well deserved legend for the New Orleans Saints. But I'll just wait and give my due respect at the end.
Yeah.
So let's go
Hey,
ahead and rock.
hey,
Let's go ahead.
on one note, let me say something right quick, right? Um, Falcon fans, that's another Hall of Famer, bro. Can y'all match that? And dig this, right? That is a quarterback too. A quarterback in the Hall of Fame. Can y'all match that?
No, they can't match that.
Yeah, okay. All right. So go ahead, continue with the show, CB.
Can't even think of nobody, but all right, we go ahead with let's just go ahead and kick things off. I know I gave my thoughts on the Brazil injury. I know it's a week and a half later, but Uptown, if you want, you can give your thoughts on the Brazil injury. How do you see that shaping out? What possible young guys could emerge in that role, and then of course we're gonna start getting into our standouts, names we hadn't heard yet.
Bro, let me
So,
tell you something, bro. That was so heartbreaking.
mhm.
On the first day of camp, bro, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was really looking forward to seeing him play this season. I wanted to see, how he was gonna look along, the offensive line, him and Kristen Miller and like Vernon Brockton and all them, playing together. And so that was really heartbreaking, man. To hear that, on the first day of camp. Not saying that it would be any less heartbreaking if it was on the last day of camp, but just I mean, you just can't. I mean, whose luck can be just that bad, man, like that? I wish him the best, man. I wish he can, that he can return and get back to us, man, as soon as possible. But that was a real tragic injury. Now to answer your second question, Vernon Brockton. Vernon Brockton, you gotta step it up, bro. You know, I know you missed all last season, with an injury and stuff yourself last season, man, but it falls on your shoulders now, you know? So, um, that's the dude that I would immediately look to, Vernon Brockton. So Vernon Brockton and to a certain extent, Christian Miller, you know, those dudes gonna have to step it up, man, and do the stuff, or try and do things either better or just as good as what Brazil would have done had he been around. You know, you can't we can't accept you doing any worse than Brazil. So you either gotta equal him or do better. So that was like the worst bit of news to hear coming out of the training camp on the first day.
That's facts. Now, how big of an impact it's going to make on the defensive line, it remains to be seen. But I know you just named two young bulls that we got. Basically, Broughton is a rookie because he didn't even get through one practice. I don't believe last season or maybe
Well,
a
he
couple.
did.
But
I think he went out. I want to say in game 2, might have been the second game that we played last season. He was injured, and
hold on,
and he wasn't really heavy on the rotation. At that hour too. So he's still very, very green. He's
right,
still a little wet, still a little wet behind his ears.
right.
But
So
I got faith in our defensive line coach, Bo Davis. I think Bo Davis is going to get him right. He talked about how much he loved, being coached by Bo Davis. So I think that I have more faith in Bo Davis than what I have in, just those players alone. You know, so that it is what it is with that one, CB.
right.
You know,
Okay, so moving along to training camp. Training camp started off t-shirts, helmet, and then it upgraded to shoulder pads. And let's just go ahead and get into some names that's been ringing bells. Now, before we even start talking about this, we know, me and you know, but we just want our
yeah.
listeners to know. A snap hasn't been played against another opponent yet, so we can't just sit here and conclude. But we
I'm,
can, give a
and
shout
let's say
out where
this
it's
too,
due.
right? That we're gonna talk about people who stand out, but remember, we have had that done several times to us. Somebody be the Camp Darling, and then they come into the season and they look like a dud. Last season it was Mason Tipton. Remember one season it was Emmanuel Butler.
Yeah. And Kool-Aid.
You know what I'm
Kool-Aid
saying?
was a darling too.
Kool-Aid, a darling and stuff too, in training
Yeah.
camp and all that. Then they come out and then they be a dud. I just wanted to give that disclaimer, you know, before we start talking about, who's really standing out in camp and all
Right.
that.
Okay,
Now,
so just listening to Ross Jackson, I tune in to him, Nick, and a few other guys. The guys that's actually out there watching the practice. So a few names that Ross took away. Shout out to him. Um, he got Spencer Rattler, Barry and Brown, Tyree Wilson, Quincy Riley, and Nathan Shepard. Now, I want to start on Barry and Brown first because Barry and Brown obviously is the
yeah,
most talked
that's
about.
the one they talking about the most.
Yes. And I understand, yes, you got to play snaps, but with receivers and DBs, you really get to get some good work. I mean, you really get to get some good work before you get to the opponent. But obviously, it's different with the opponent. But Barry and Brown is showing his speed, flashing off. Uptown, this your guy, LSU guy. I'll just say this, and then you can go. I hadn't heard anything about Bryce Lance yet. Hopefully you hear something from him. But Barry and Brown, man, it could be between one of those two who make the roster. If not, both of them making the roster. But yeah, just thoughts on Barry and Brown and where could
Well,
you
you
possibly
see,
see him?
first of all, he's in a really good position.
Hmm.
Judging from the fact of he was actually drafted. You understand? Where I think like people like Mason Tipton was like undrafted free agent and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the unfortunate retirement of Jalen Pope leaves you know a a spot open. Because I sincerely believe that Jalen Pope was going to make the Saints. Now, what happened to him in his personal life or what led to his decision to retire is strictly on him. But I was hearing that he was playing good enough and he was looking well enough till he was a shoe in to make the football team. Now, as far as Berrien Brown is concerned, I watched him a lot at LSU. I didn't think that he got as many opportunities that he should have gotten at LSU. Keep in mind, right? I don't know if you know this. This dude has returned, I think, 6 kickoffs for touchdowns. In college, he did 3 for LSU, and I think he did 3 when he played at Kentucky. People just, I guess they must have made up their mind on him that he was just a returner. And he feels that role that we was talking about prior to the draft, and what we were saying, that what all Saints media was saying that we didn't have on this football team. Especially after we traded away Rashid Shaheed. We needed a player that can, if that can miss one tackle and take it to the house, and that's Berrien Brown. I'm glad that things is working out for him. I saw where he, I saw one of the little press conferences that they had with him. He don't seem like he's allowing this to get to his head. He's saying he's taking it one play at a time. He's, he wants to be consistent in his workload, and I believe him. Now it remains to be seen how all that is going to translate into an actual game. That remains to be seen. But you got to give a guy credit when the guy is putting in the work. So
absolutely
good for him, man. Now in my heart of hearts, I want him to ball until he falls. You understand? Because that boy, that's a LSU. It's a LSU boy right there. You understand?
right.
So I want him to do his thing, man. You see he wearing Devery Henderson number, huh?
Oh yeah, speed,
Yeah,
match speed.
you saw that, huh? And
But
they both
even if
LSU.
he even just say he's doing good at receiver, but just say if he is not in rotation, I'm talking about like they top 4 options or maybe top 5. I still think he got a good chance to be that returner because once he left, I know we put Mason back there a few times. Um, I really didn't see a spark that we had, or potential spark with those guys. The
I'm hearing
returning
too.
for the
I'm
rest of the
hearing too,
season.
CB, that Lorenzo Styles can return punts and stuff too. And I think Lorenzo Styles might be the fastest guy on our team.
Right? Yeah, he 4.2, high 4.2. So we'll see, but yeah, one of them speed demons, man. Um, they gotta get us some return motion, but we'll see. Hopefully,
We gonna need that, bro, because what people don't know, in case y'all don't know who that nation, our special team sucked ass last season.
yeah,
I mean, sucked absolute ass last season in all phases. So we need that. That ain't a want. We need that.
facts.
So why y'all think we went out there in damn free agency and signed a damn punter? Now think about that for a minute. So we need that. Not want, we need that.
Facts. Okay, another name is Rattler. Another name, Rattler. Um, I won't say too much on this because my stance is what it is with Rattler. I think he's good enough to compete on another NFL team. I am ecstatic to see him, showing some spark in camp. Actually, I want him to get another opportunity elsewhere since we, Shuck is our guy. Rattler, I believe he deserved to compete. Um, for a starting role elsewhere. And that's just
I,
how I feel on that.
Um, I knew he was going to come in and look good. I knew he was. I knew he was. You understand? Because first of all, right, he do have the experience inside now. He has 2 years of experience inside of the offense. And keep in mind, right, he was our starter for about 8 games last season. So that means he got all the first team reps and all that stuff, you know, for 8 games, which, increased his knowledge. And I don't think that he appreciated us bringing in Zach Wilson. So that pushed him too, to try and be, a little better or whatever, right? Because, he probably wouldn't have no more opportunities in the league if he falls to third string.
Right.
So I think that it was a combination of things that makes him look good. But I don't, if the only way that I want to see him play is if the unthinkable happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with Shough. Just like that. No matter how good Spencer looks in camp. I think that we should ride with Shough. I think Shough has some of the intangibles that Rattler does not.
Right. And I'm thinking that the Saints brought in Zach Wilson because they believe a team, just in case if a team calls them about Rattler, and then if they ship him, they got a backup.
Yeah,
So
but I hear that Zach been looking whack too. I heard Zach been looking whack.
that's crazy, man. First round.
That's what I heard.
Shout out to J Live. Who that, baby? Shout
Yeah,
out T.
shout out to JT too, man. I see my dog. My dog that came in here. You heard me?
Mhm.
J Live my round.
Okay, so a few more names we can get on for standouts. Another name was Tyree Wilson and Quincy Wiley. So I start with Quincy Riley because that's the position that I've been telling y'all is my worst nightmare because I don't know how that's gonna plan out. They can say this and that about Kool-Aid. I seen day one account. You had Cam Jordan shouting them out, Jordan Reed. That's all good, man. But until I see it, I'm still gonna be quenching my teeth at that
Mm-hmm.
backfield till I see it. But it's good to see hear Quincy's name because Quincy was a rookie last year. Coming into this year, he's stepping up. But I'm looking to see development from him once he step out on this field Saturday coming up. So your thoughts on Quincy Riley? You see him being a starter, or what do you see his role?
Let
Any
me tell you
nickel
something,
action
right?
or just primarily outside?
I'm gonna get to. Let me say this right quick, then I'm gonna get to Quincy. Okay. I'm hearing that whole secondary has been looking solid. The whole secondary, not just Quincy. I've been hearing that Kool-Aid been looking like they say Kool-Aid looking like a number one right now. I know it's just against our guys and all that, but even Saints media is saying that Kool-Aid is starting to look like a number one. Okay. Now, with that being said, I am encouraged by, you know, how they saying that, Quincy Riley looks. Because if Quincy Riley looks good and Kool-Aid looking good as advertised, then we are going to be a problem.
Yes.
We are going to be a problem. You understand what I'm saying? I am very, very encouraged. In fact, that is some of the best news to hear coming out of camp. I mean, that as bad as it was to hear what happened to Brizee, it's good to hear that. You understand? Because if all these what people are saying, and we talking about Saints reporters, Saints media specifically, if what they saying is correct, you know, then we are going to be a problem back there. We are going to be a problem. And that's what I want to hear. You see, I'm encouraged by that. I hope he continue, putting in the work and doing the work. Don't skip steps. Take every step. Be serious about every rep that's out there. Get in the film room. Keep doing everything that you can do to continue showing improvement. I like that.
That's facts. So let's go to some of the comments. I see some comments coming in on Kool-Aid. I got JT said, I'm with you, CB. Kool-Aid not ready. Um, I mean, I ain't closed the door on them yet, but we'll see. I just know talk is. I done heard this one. We done heard this once before on Kool-Aid, but we'll see. This may be the year. This may be the year he gets it together. Debo said he's outside. I don't think Quincy is fast enough for the slot. He's better outside. Sanka looks like the slot. Fast.
Thank you. Here's the slot.
J Live said Kool-Aid will get the job done because his play style fits the scheme.
I agree with what Jay Live says. I think his play style does fit the scheme. It's very similar to what Nick Saban was doing in Alabama.
Okay.
So I agree with that. Now, who you talking about? Now, you said Tyrese Wilson, right? Tyree Wilson.
Yeah, Tyree Wilson.
Which he needs to have a good camp too. Remember, if I'm not mistaken, that's the cat that we got in the trade, right? During the draft. So although he's a veteran, that's kind of like a draft pick that we got too, in a sense, because we got him on draft night and all that, right? And remember, this dude was he was taken high in the draft, for the Raiders. He was a first round draft pick. Now, sometimes people, have to have a change of scenery in order for them, to be the best that they can be. Like for instance, right? I know Falcon fans know about that because remember when Brett Favre had to leave y'all? I'm just using that as for instance, when Brett Favre had to leave them, he had to have a change of scenery. And I think Deion Sanders, and Andre Rison, all them people, they left them and, they changed the scenery. I'm just using that as an example, CB. Just using it as an example. You know what I'm saying? But, I think Tyree is motivated. He think that, that the Raiders gave up on him. I think he's probably thinking that the narrative on him is that he's an underachiever. I know that this whole thing put a big, huge chip on his shoulder because now it's making his path to the bag a little bit more rigorous. You know what I'm saying? So, a guy that's motivated like him, this is really like kind of a 1-year deal for him. Prove it almost. I think that should be something that he should be doing. I think that he should be well motivated. I just hope that he brings that into the season with him.
Bit Fats, agreed, because we done said this before, and it's gonna stand. We shouldn't be relying on Cam Jordan to do. I'm not relying on Cam Jordan to have an impact like that for us. Anything that Cam Jordan gives us is a plus. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not about
Anything
to
we
look
get
at
from
Cam.
Cam Jordan is lanyard.
Yeah,
It's straight lanyard.
I'm looking at him as he on his farewell tour. So I'm not about to be like, Cam ain't doing this, Cam ain't doing that. That ain't how I'm going at Cam this year. If Cam give us some positivity, awesome. If he don't, then we got to figure out why in the world is he getting enough playing time like that in order to not produce? Why is he even getting that much work to where he's having an impact in us losing or not getting the job done? So then we got to look at other players. Cam should be a rotational piece. These guys, like Tyree Wilson, one of these guys. Um,
Mhm.
the other guy they got from the Giants. Guys like that, you got the opportunity to step up and play. Step up, get in, and it shouldn't be Cam that we relying on to get the job done. Cam should be adding value to what we doing. If he don't, great. If he do, really great. So that's how that goes with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention to what's going on with him. Jay Live say that his technique is trash. I'm gonna have to, pay attention to him and stuff, man. You see, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that, Jay Live. You understand? I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. You see, you know, and you in that whole thing that you were just saying, CB, you left out a very important name, and his name is called Grannis. That's the name you left out. You understand? I don't want to hear that crap coming from him this season, bro. Okay, that's 2 years now. You're in this man's system now. You understand? Okay, maybe your head was swimming last season, but you was as new to the defense as was Cam Jordan,
Yep.
and he still ended up with 10 and a half sacks, bro. You dig? So like, we're gonna see, that like I say, in fact, that's the first name you should have mentioned. His name should have been first.
Yeah. And, and
You know,
and to add with Cam, Cam had to stand up too. He was that outside stand up guy. So Granderson can't use that as an excuse
no,
that
you
he
can't use
had
that
to
as an
stand
excuse.
up. No.
And plus, like he knows what he has to do now. So hopefully he went into the off season and prepared himself the proper way. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see because I absolutely believe, and I tell you, man, I do. I mean, and so, this player is gonna have to make me a liar. But I absolutely believe that Chase Young is going to get at least 10 plus sacks next season.
Yeah, I agree.
So, so we need somebody on the other side to raise hell. We do. Now, who else on that list? CB.
The last name, and like I said, this is Ross Jackson. He was out there at the practices, so this is his takeaways. One more guy he
That's
put
my
on there.
dog, though. That's my dog, though.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ross. Nathan Shepard. Now Nathan Shepard, I'm not gonna get excited about him because I mean he's been a journey guy for us, rotational piece. I want to hear one of the young guys at this position, on the defensive tackle position. Nathan Shepard shouldn't be starting. I don't want him to start. I want one of these young boys, one of these young bulls to step in, turn up in this preseason, and get out there. Milner, he acting like he got some swag to him. We gonna see. We gonna see
Well,
the opportunity open.
for if anything else, at least he can be a solid rotational player, so
Right.
that when somebody else go out, that we don't have such a drop off. You know, that's valuable as well. So at least that much. Well, let me say this, right? I much rather hear him having a good camp than hear him having a bad camp. You know, judging who he is and how much of a seasoned veteran and stuff he is. That's where it's at with him. And like I say, if nothing else, he can be a solid rotational player. You know, that we won't have such a drop off if we have to give somebody a breather or a rest or something like that. And or he can be valuable if he is to be used in certain packages.
And we do got yeah, agree with Shepard. And he's been providing us that. And I do want to mention we do got Gottschalk at the defensive tackle spot too. But
Well, they say
honestly,
that he's supposedly, he lost. They say he lost a few pounds and he's in better shape this season. Last season he did not end up being the player that we needed him to be. You know,
no.
but again, I say, um, I'm gonna give all those guys really a pass, including Granderson, only because those dudes was new in the system, and even after all that was done, I think at the end of the season we ended up with a top 10 defense. Even after all that was said and done. So I have a lot of faith in them and that they can work as a unit, with some type of cohesion. That one player may cover up the inadequate, the inequities, I meant to say, of the next player, you know, have that kind of, mentality about it all. And we'll be fine on defense. I think that they are going to improve there. I do believe that, a lot of these dudes, are benefiting from having familiarity with the system. And that's a good thing.
Facts.
I don't know, Jesse. They don't say nothing about him, bro. I haven't heard nothing about him. Absolutely nothing. And Debo, you're right. I have been here. I heard some things, some good things about Fidel Diggs, though.
So
But
we'll see how things
I didn't
shake
hear
out.
anything about Hellman. Now, what we got next on the menu?
Well, that's it for the standouts. Coming from Ross. It's a few other things that we can talk about. Now, let's get to this injury. You guys know Dylan Randez. He tore
Yeah,
his
Raiders.
ACL early today, so he's out for the season. I'm pretty shocked. I'm not gonna say shocked, but I'm gonna just be honest. I really wasn't dependent on Randez to be a solid backup for us. Because once we got the guy out of Alabama, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for him to compete with Cesar Ruiz. But it sounds like they gonna stick with Ruiz, which is what they want to do. That's what they gonna do. But just because they sticking with him don't
Fam,
mean he'll be the starter. But the
fam, fam. I've been hearing that Caesar still look like Caesar salad. I'm telling you, bro. That's the one consistent and disappointing thing. Besides that kicking game that I've been hearing coming out of camp, that he still looked like Caesar salad. And now the Jeremiah Wright, he left practice a couple of days ago with a shoulder injury. I don't think he's returned yet either. I was actually hearing that Dylan Radunz was probably pushing him to be the starter. Now they got this other dude that they talking about. I can't remember his name. And they hoping that perhaps he can push him to be the starter because he still looked like Caesar salad. And look, dig this, bro. In no way am I saying that our defensive line is trash or nothing like that. But just as good or just as worse, whichever way, you understand, which I think just as good. I don't think our defensive line is trash like that. But you can't handle our defensive line. They got other defensive linemen, man, in the NFL that are just as good as our defensive linemen, some even better. Bruh, this is going to be the first real decision for this football team that Kellen Moore is going to have to make. You understand what I'm saying? Do you go out there and have this dude look like ass and potentially get Tyler Shook injured? Or do you roll with the rookie if he ever comes back, from his shoulder injury, and just, take whatever lumps you get with the rookie? Or do you find somebody else that you can play in that position? We in a real catch-22 with this one right now. You dig? And like all that head that he ran on Ryan Armstead's show and all that, and you still coming out looking like Caesar salad. You should just kept your damn mouth shut. You understand? So now, bro, look, Saints fans are not going to take well to this dude looking like Caesar salad again this season. Especially if Eric McCoy stays, healthy all season. Now, I was hoping, in some kind of way that having Eric McCoy back will help his ass some kind of way. But I think people know that boy's whack. Point blank, period. And like, you're going on, there's too much bad tape on you, bro. So we're going to see how Kellen Moore handle that, bro. That's what we're going to see. Too bad for Radons, man. And like, if you're speaking of injuries and stuff, right? I know that you heard about Mr. Miller, right?
Yep.
Bro, I'm tired of you and your bullshit, bro. I'm just tired of it now. We got A-Chain, we got AK, and Mr. Devin Neal. You've been injured again. Hamstring again. So you mean to tell me that we're going to be, our three backs look like it's going to be A-Chain, Kamara, and Estime? Because you other guys, and I am surprised at Devin Neal. He didn't miss a game in Kansas. I mean, bro, I am tired of Mr. Miller and his BS, bro. I cannot take it any longer. Still didn't return. I think his back got injured early in the week. Still ain't returned to practice. Boy, there's one thing that you know good, bro. You know the training room very well. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
You is Jesse Jackson, you is. Shout out to Jesse Jackson. You right on that comment. CJ Donaldson, he got them some good runs today.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, man.
We're gonna see. They got the opportunity. Yep. The opportunity is there for them.
CJ Donaldson, we know what his college ball looked like, but he got his opportunity.
It is what it is. So where do we go now? Where we go now, CB?
But we can break down Shook right quick, and then
we
can open up the phone lines.
Then we we need to talk about our Hall of Famer too, bro.
Oh yeah, you wanna do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give him his shots out, bro. Okay. Now what was our next What's on the menu?
Shook been kind of up and down in practice. Overreaction or no reaction. Mine is a no reaction because I'm just it's a wait and see. Um,
I think it's a no reaction right now.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Because I think Shuck has put in all the work. You understand? He been working with these guys throughout the off season. You know, and like, do y'all even consider when people say that? Would y'all even just take one consideration that perhaps our defense just looked that damn good? Could that be a possibility? And then in the last training camp where he threw the two interceptions, those was kind of like, like 2 minute type drills, game going. You know, the game is, few minutes, few seconds or something left in the game, type scenarios, you know. And one of them, he was trying to throw it away, and Kool-Aid intercepted it. And then I think the other one got intercepted by Quincy. So I don't have no reaction to that. You know, I'm not panicking or nothing like that behind that. You understand?
right.
Because I've also heard some good things and stuff about him too in camp. It ain't just been all, and it ain't really been quote unquote negative. It's just been mid, what we would call mid, is how people have been feeling about him. Not really overwhelmed or impressed, and not really, you know, um, you know, disappointing either. It's not really disappointing either. So,
Agreed.
all right, y'all. Look, y'all know, man, that we had over the weekend. We had something, a tremendous accomplishment happen for the New Orleans Saints organization, as we got another Hall of Famer, you know, inside the NFL Pro Hall of Fame. That is a very, very huge accomplishment, and we know that Drew Brees is deserving of going into the Hall of Fame. Remember, he has a record, man, 5 consecutive 5,000-yard seasons. You know what I'm saying? He was an incredible football player for the New Orleans Saints, an incredible leader, for the New Orleans Saints. And he was a player that brought back a lot of pride in the team and the organization. He was a player that was the quarterback that anchored the franchise first ever Super Bowl win. And that alone, would make him a Hall of Famer to us, just that. But, the incredible records and stuff that he was able to break, the consistency that he played with, the fact that he was an elite quarterback, that was just awesome, And I did get a chance to see his Hall of Fame induction speech, and he was very, very commemorative of the city of New Orleans and the Who Dat Nation. The whole theme around him retiring, was the New Orleans Saints. What y'all don't remember and what people don't remember is this, right? Is that Drew Brees never was given the opportunity to really say goodbye to the Who Dat Nation. The year he retired was the COVID year. There was no fans in the stands. Y'all remember how that went. You know what I'm saying? So The Who That Nation never did get an opportunity to say goodbye to Drew Brees, and Drew Brees never did really get an opportunity to say goodbye to the Who That Nation. That man came to New Orleans. That man became a fixture, in New Orleans, in the New Orleans culture, and he will be forever endeared. I meant to say, by the city of New Orleans and by the New Orleans Saints fans, the Who That Nation. We got a good one in there this time, y'all, bro. We had a lineman in there. We had a linebacker, a kicker. This one is huge, bro. This is the quarterback. So, shouts out to Drew Brees, man. You understand? Like, when it's all said and done, he's probably going to be the best New Orleans Saints player ever. You know what I'm saying? And it couldn't have happened to a better person. Now we're going to get some more in there. We got a few more. I think maybe Jahari Evans might be coming up next. And we know when Sean Payton eventually retires, he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach as well. You know what I'm saying? So we got a few more to wait for, man. But as of right now, let's celebrate that we got this one, and this one is huge because we got a quarterback, y'all. We got a quarterback. A quarterback is equal to a lot of people, whatever, they done gotten to the Hall of Fame. We got a quarterback. So, shouts out to Drew Brees. Hey, Miami Dolphins. Y'all played yourself, bro. Y'all had him first. He was going to sign with y'all, bro. Y'all told him his shoulder wasn't. Y'all didn't believe in his shoulder. This is a true example of one man's junk is another man's treasure. You understand? Y'all played yourself. Y'all could have had y'all another elite quarterback, after Dan Marino. You understand? But thank y'all. Thank you, Miami. Thank you. And you know something, right? The irony of it all is this, right? Y'all got rid of him, and then he came back and he won the Super Bowl in Miami. So that's how that goes. Let's take a few calls now, bro. Let's get it in.
So I'm gonna put the comment in the section before y'all call in. I just want to say with Breeze, man, definitely top five in my books all time.
Yeah,
Top
man.
five
I
QB
remember
all time.
somebody put up a poll, and Drew Brees wasn't even in the top 10. Man, are you stupid? Are you damn crazy? Are you out of your damn mind?
People don't
You
watch
understand?
football if
I mean, you gotta be crazy, man. Five consecutive 5,000 yard seasons. And remember, he was before Tom Brady came back and broke it. After he retired, he was the all-time touchdown leader. Remember that?
people that say that they're not really tuned in like that to football. It's no way. It's no way you can sit here and say that he's not even a top 10. That blows my mind to have lists out there that don't even have Breeze in the top 10. His accuracy was pinpoint, arguably
He
the
is the
best
most
ever.
accurate quarterback in the history of the NFL. Let's just tell the truth. He's the most accurate quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Yes. So how can you not have that in the top 10? And not even just being accurate, he was putting the yards with it. Most 5,000
And
yard seasons. So
and he was and he was winning games.
Yep. So all this gunslinger Brett Favre and all that, Breeze numbers is better than that. I mean, I'm just being real.
Breeze is a better quarterback. Yeah, I'm gonna say Drew Brees was a better quarterback than Brett Favre.
Yes.
Yeah, I said it.
And I'm gonna be honest. I think he got A-Rod too.
Yeah, and you see, Drew Brees was a better quarterback than him because he was able to relate to his community and his teammates and coaches.
Yep.
And A-Rod wasn't able to do that. You understand? All them consecutive MVP seasons and stuff that he had, and then the damn Green Bay Packers was the number one seed, and he came up short all those many times. Think about if people would have had to come and play in the dome every year. We had the number one seed. Think about that. Think about how impossible it would have been to beat us. Because remember, that was the Terror Dome then. That was the Terror Dome then. Nobody want to come play there. And Breeze said, I saw an interview, he said it all got started, when my man blocked the damn Steve Gleason blocked that punt that night. And I tell people, you see, that night, nobody could have beat the Saints that night. I don't give a damn what team in the NFL. Nobody would have beat the Saints that night. Them boys was determined to not lose that night. Now, the extra incentive might have been the fact that they was playing the Falcons, but I don't care if it was the Falcons, the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Steelers. Nobody was going to beat the Saints that night. That was the one night, as a Saints fan, that I can say ain't no team would have beat us this night. Nobody wasn't going to come in. Remember, that was after Hurricane Katrina. Right. Nobody wasn't going to come in the dome that night and win. Nobody would have won in that game that night. Not that night.
Facts. So we got our first caller in the building. We got the OG Jerry Poor. OG, what it do, fam?
What's good, CB? What's good, Uptown?
What's good, old genius?
What's going on? Bruh, Uptown, everything you were saying, I was getting ready to say myself about that. When you say nobody wanted to beat the Saints that night, a year later after Katrina,
yeah,
you got that right.
Man, wasn't nobody.
No, they couldn't touch us, bruh.
Wasn't nobody going to beat us that night.
No, sir. But CB Uptown, I want to take you back before that, because I was watching an old 2006 press conference with Drew Brees, Sean Payton, and Mickey Loomis. Dude, when I watched, it was back in March of 2006. This was the build-up to where we are now. When they did that interview, when I looked at it, I said to myself, because at that time I was in the hospital with my grandmother when she was having hip surgery, and somebody was telling me that the Saints was going to sign Drew Brees and not Miami. And that tells me right there, something special was getting ready to happen in New Orleans. And when we started 2-0, when we played Cleveland and Green Bay to start off the season, because I remember Monday, September the 25th, 2006, was the night that, as a Saints fan, will never ever forget, when the Saints beat the dog shit out of Michael Vick and the Choke Atlanta Falcons. That was the night I will never ever forget as a Saints fan, bruh.
Bro, that,
Never,
that place was electric.
bruh.
You
It
understand?
was
That
it
place,
was
man,
crazy that
yeah, it
night.
was crazy that night.
Everybody talking about Mike Vick, Mike Vick. Man, look what happened out there. Steve Gleason came out there and blocked the punt. Drew Brees was Drew Brees at his best. And we beat the Falcons 23-3. 1 year after Katrina. 1 year after Katrina, something good was going to happen that year. Something good was going to happen that year.
See,
And boy,
what people
oh
don't
boy.
remember, what people don't remember too, bro. This is lost in translation that year. Y'all remember, bro, that year, bro, we went to the NFC Championship game, bro. We almost
I
made it to the
remember.
Super Bowl. We almost made it to the Super Bowl that year.
Yep.
You remember that? You remember that, CB?
Oh yeah.
We lost to the damn Bears.
Yep.
You understand what
In
I'm
the
saying?
snow.
Fred Thomas.
I mean, we got the dog shit beat out of us up there, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Fred
Dude,
Thomas.
and let me share that with you, Uptown. You talking about sick? I was when they had that game on there. I was sick as a dog, bruh. I couldn't even get up out the couch. I had to take me a nap.
Yeah, bro, that was Reggie Bush rookie season.
Yes, bro. You talking about humiliation, bruh.
Say, bro, think about this. That was 06, and them boys got back there in 09, bro. 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
You understand, brother? You know, that was electric, bro. That was, the best time, bro, to be a Saints fan.
Oh yes.
It was I would say that was the one of our golden ages.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
We're live, the link all over the damn chat, bro.
Bruh.
Yes, it's in the chat, fam.
The link all over the chat, fam.
Yeah. But CB and Uptown, what y'all was saying, the recap of the training camp or the players getting injured and players had to step up. I mean, that's the beauty of that. I mean, because especially when you were talking about Barry and Brown, your boy Uptown.
Yeah.
Devery Henderson Jr., bruh. When I looked at them highlights of him schooling them defenders,
yeah,
fella, boy, oh boy.
I would say, bro, you know something he said. You know what he said? What he said, Junior? He said he said he didn't even know that was Devery number.
Yeah, number 19 when he was in college.
Then he said he found out and he looked at some film and stuff of Devery and all that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Yeah, that's Devery number you play with, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But to say this, Uptown, and CB, good thing you're wearing the Breeze jersey. And look, I want to say this. Shout out to Drew Brees on making the NFL Hall of Fame. And look, I don't give a damn what these other quarterbacks do. There's only one Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that one more time. There's only one Drew Brees in this entire world. Nobody can do what Drew Brees did. I mean, that dude came in, him and his wife and family came into New Orleans and changed the whole entire state of Louisiana. Not just New Orleans, but the entire state of Louisiana, Mississippi, the whole entire Gulf Coast region, bro. He changed the platform forever. I'm talking about helping people with, in the hospitals, the children's fund, this and that, helping the whole community. That dude did it all. That man would have become the next mayor of Louisiana, doing all this what he did for the community and the entire Gulf Coast.
No doubt about it, man. We appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
Right,
and Uptown, you already know where I'm going with this, and CB does, and the chat know where I'm going with this. no matter what happens, it's always fuck the Falcons. Rise up to fall down, and the Falcons always gonna fail.
Oh, Phil, cuz it's gonna be all right, bro. No, it's not.
And look, and also shouts out to Boosie Bad that talking about he said, I can't stand them dirty birds. Well, guess what? I can't stand them assholes either.
Like good coming through, fam. Who that?
For life. Who that? Let's get it.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
CB. You
Boosie.
didn't see Boosie, huh, CB?
Yeah, I seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
Boosie clown the hell out of them, man. For real. Bro, he sounded like one of us, fam. He clowned the hell out of them. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to say, J Live. I see this. Oh man, goddamn, bro. You see this link all over, bro. You don't see the WDN chat line. You don't see a link from them. You don't see a link from CB himself. You understand? I don't know, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, we're gonna bring our next call in. We got Debo in the building.
What's up, Debo?
Debo, what it do, fam?
Debo,
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
what's happening,
Good,
bro? What's
fam.
going on with you, fam?
What's down with it, baby? What's down, man? I ain't gonna lie, bro. They had a whole bunch of people crying and stuff, and it kind of I was like, I'm gonna be real, bro. I kind of was in that Saints fan zone, like it's not that long ago when Drew Brees retired, but then it feels so long ago. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember the excellence of how this dude played, man. Like you got to remember, like, and I'm in my 30s, so I hadn't went through the paperback era. You know what I'm saying? I went through the Aaron
Right.
Brooks and the Mike Ditka era. You
Yep.
feel what I'm saying? And bro, like it was fun just to watch the Saints back in the days, dog. But we knew we was gonna lose at the end of the game, damn near. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like any tight or like big moment game, the Saints always dropped them. Now think about Drew Brees coming in and changing the whole atmosphere, like everything. Like if you really think about it, dog, we never had no leadership like that. We had Aaron Brooks. You know what I'm saying? He had all the talent in the world, but he just didn't have that head and that helmet. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember it was like it had to have been like 2023, 20. I mean, when he retired in 21. So probably was like 19, 18, 19. I'm like, bro, Drew Brees is still throwing up like full 4,500, 30 touchdowns. Like we was sparring with that, bro. We didn't have like, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't used to nothing else after Drew came in, bro.
Yeah.
Excellence. And I feel like fuck national media, bro. They never wanted to see us win anyways. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's why I really rock with Drew, bro. He the ultimate underdog. 6 foot tall quarterback, bro. You don't hear no 6 foot quarterbacks in the NFL throwing for 5,000 yards. That's unheard of, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about every year, bro. It was never a year where he didn't put up them numbers. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers, less numbers, less accomplishments. I mean, he have MVPs, but when it come down to it, he was always the type of quarterback to throw his teammates under the bus. You never heard Drew Brees throw any of his teammates under the bus, not one time, bro.
Nope.
Never blamed the quarterback. Never blamed the coaches. The fans want to attack coaches all day long. Drew held up for him. You know what I'm saying? Like when he shouted out Pete Carmichael, like we dogged him for some years, but he held down the people that held him down. So I can't do nothing but respect that as a man. So shout out to Drew Brees, man.
Yeah, that's true, man. No doubt about it. We appreciate you coming through, Debo.
For sure, baby, for sure. And as far as like training camp, bro, I think we needed a player like Baron Brown for a while. We needed an X Factor type wide receiver. that's not just a speed wide receiver. I think people get it misunderstood. Like since he fast, he just uses speed. If you notice, he stopped. You know, he knows how to run routes. He
Yeah,
has good hands on him. You feel what I'm saying? He know how to cut. You know what I mean? So I think he'll give us more, more versatile. You know, hopefully he's more versatile than Shaheed because after a while, bro, him and Olave was pretty much the same player. That's why everybody
yeah,
was locking them up. We wasn't really doing nothing. And I think, like I said, bro, when I was seeing Ruiz playing center, backup center, that really
yeah,
showed me something with Kellen Moore, bro. Kellen Moore ain't with the bullshit. He's not with the
yeah.
bullshit.
Right.
It's popping up on tape. It's obvious who is the weak link on the offensive line. We just signed the top free agent guard in the NFL, bro. We just signed the best one. So, it's only gonna be so many more players you can blame now.
Yeah,
And if Ruiz is constantly getting beat, then what do we look like trying to like send help? Send a running back to help him block. Like, come on, bro, you getting a big check. We paid him a big contract a couple of years ago and ain't did shit ever since, bro. Period.
bro.
He got,
Look,
he,
let me tell you something,
yeah.
bro. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody giving him no help or nothing, bro. If that's what he needs, bro, then he can go on and get his ass on the bench. You
Oh,
understand what I'm
bro.
saying? Bro? I much rather them give help to a rookie like Jeremiah Wright.
Facts.
You
Yep.
understand? Rather than giving help to a what, a 8-year veteran now. You understand?
Man, he
And
ain't did
keeping
nothing
the
since he
heat.
been here.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to
Yeah.
hear that, Debo. I'm not trying to hear that, Debo. You understand
Nah.
what I'm saying? He can
Yeah.
go sit
No
his ass on the
excuses.
bench. And I'm like,
You
look,
getting
bro,
paid, you
we
getting paid
need
like a
to bite
starter.
that. We need to bite that. If we bench
Right.
his ass and we paying him a lot of money, we gonna have to bite that, bro. Sometimes you gotta pay for your mistakes. You
Facts.
understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? Sometimes you
Facts.
gotta pay for your mistakes, bro. You
Hey.
understand what I'm saying? And like our money and stuff, our money look good next year, bro. You
Oh
understand?
yeah. Oh yeah. Thank
Now
God
we
we up out
gonna
of that
now
hellhole,
we gonna
boy.
have
Thank
money.
God.
We gonna have money and stuff to get somebody and stuff, to replace
Hmm.
him. The only thing that we had that we could afford this time was to get the left side good, good. That's why we got
Right.
David
Right.
Edwards, you know. And we try to roll with him because remember, the Caesar Salad was a number one pick.
Hey, bro, I don't even remember what. Like, all I remember him doing last year is looking back, like hoping the whatever starting quarterback we had wasn't injured for the rest of the year. I'm like, his whole side was open, bro. Everybody else, you see, everybody else got their man, and you know what I'm saying, in their hands, and he's just standing there, like, I'm like, like, you serious, bro?
Yeah, he's serious, but he ran all that head to Toronto.
Yeah, nah, man. Listen, bro, you go talk that shit on them podcasts, bro. We the fans, we know this shit, bro. You know, and I hope, and I hope, bro, that my boy, I haven't really heard about him dealt too much. I hope that he can bring some type of production to that second tight end position, man, because you can only use up Jawan Johnson so much, bro. You can't kill it with him. You know what I'm saying? He good for what he's doing. He good for what he got, but you need more options than just him. What y'all think about these rookies though?
Yeah, we think that a lot of them and stuff looking good. Some of them,
Hmm.
struggling. You understand? I think Christian Miller, he been injured now. First he
Oh, right, right,
came,
right, right.
he was injured and stuff. He had a hamstring or something. And now he got a toe in.
Yeah,
It's good
But
to see Tyson running around. It's good to
yeah,
see that
Tyson
shit.
look
Tyson.
good.
They say
Yeah.
Tyson looked good. They
He
Lorenzo
look like a
Styles,
pro. He look like a vet, bro, on some shit. I ain't gonna lie. He's smooth.
Yep.
Bryce
Yep.
Lance. You know, all them. I'm hearing all them look pretty good so far.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Lance looking good. I think he's like a pro to me, honestly, bro. I think he's like a project player. You want to build him up, get some weight on him. You know what I'm saying? His routes are kind of like it's not crisp. You can tell he came from like a small school, but he have all the athletic abilities. So if you get him with the right coaching staff, you can get him right. He can be like a valet, bro. He could definitely be like a valet.
Yeah, Okay, we
Yeah,
appreciate you coming through, Debo, bro. Don't be no
man, no
stranger.
problem, bro. Good, hey,
You heard me?
good from hearing from y'all boys, man. It's gonna be.
All right.
I believe we're gonna win the NFC South, bro. This gonna be a good season, dog. I can see
I
it.
like our chances. I like the
So I like
chances.
our chances too, bro.
All
All
right,
right,
fellas,
man.
man. Who
Who
that,
that?
baby? Shout out to Drew, bro. Man, I think we need to put a statue for that boy, bro. Cause without Drew, it's no Super Bowl for us.
I
Remember
agree.
that. All right, fellas.
Who that?
Who that, baby?
All right, so next we got the OG JT in the building.
Oh,
JT.
that's my dog right there, bro.
Man, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all all right?
Bro, we good, man.
We good, fam.
What's up, Uptown? What's up?
What's up, JT, bro? Let's hear it, bro. Let's hear it from man.
Yeah,
I've
say,
been
bro,
wanting to hear from you, bro.
say, bro, I had a list sitting up there at CB. I had a list sitting up here, but I'm gonna go to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Look, I'm say, bro, I've been around here since watching football, and I ain't never seen a hype train like this with the Saints. The Saints was a laughing stock for years, bro.
Yep.
For years. I mean, we had receivers that you couldn't even mention their name. I mean, and at that time, I thought they was beast receivers. I must have never knew what a beast was, CB. But anyway, you know, I don't know. But look, Uptown. Let me tell you. I want to tell everybody and the listeners when they hear that Saints media talking about the darlings of camp, go out there and you watch the darlings for yourself. I done been out there 3 practices, man, and we got some players. We got some players, and we got a few money makers out there, but we got players now.
What you see, JT? Who stood out to you?
Well, the ones who stood out, and I ain't gonna stay on Barry and Brown. He's a young fella and everything, but my common sense tell me when he go back and he feeling them punts, I think that they a little shaky with him. You know,
Okay.
he feeling them, but he dropped one of them out there the other day, and but he just gotta get his head and his mind in the game. I think he'll be fine. That's what practice is for, you know. I think he'll be fine, but he been running routes, but the people that I think should have been, you know, when you drafted number 1, let me say this, CB, when you drafted number 1, what Kool-Aid was drafted?
Kool-Aid was.
I think Kool-Aid was a 3rd round pick, maybe. I don't even think he wasn't drafted number 1. He wasn't the number 1 pick.
No, he wasn't number 1. But I'm saying he been with us so long enough, and everybody trying to push him to be the number 1
This is 3rd year. This is 3rd year with
cornerback. So you can't push the guy to be when he was at where that was. He went to school. That's Alabama, huh?
He went to Bama. Yep.
Yeah. What he was the number 1 corner at Alabama, and what kind of defense they was running? You see,
almost kind of similar to what Staley run.
Was Staley running? Well, then here I go. That's what I'm saying, and I see that out there. So he's showing up, but you got and I'm not saying a lobby is bad. Now I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, I'm giving you what I know about football. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking at him going up against our top receivers. And I'm looking at either our rookie is real good or either Kool-Aid then turned to corner right now. That's how I'm looking at that. That's how I look at it. When I look out there and I've been to 3 practices and I'm going to the one in Jacksonville this week. I'm trying to I'm gonna say, and I got more to say after I see him up against those wide receivers. Not saying Jacksonville got hellfire wide receivers, but I think Jacksonville got enough that I could kind of gauge him with.
They got, they got Brian Thomas. You know who he is.
Right.
And
Right, right.
then they got the boy, man, that won the damn Heisman Trophy.
Yeah,
Travis.
yeah.
What's his name?
Okay. Yeah.
Travis
Wh- Yeah. So
Hunter.
I'm gonna watch him gauge him on that. I just wanted to say that about that. So don't the end story to the whole thing is believe what you see, not what you hear. Remember me saying that before, Uptown? Huh?
Yeah.
Believe what you see, not what you hear. You understand? And keep an eye on them preseason games because people like Miller and you keep an eye on that Ruiz. If Ruiz playing until the fourth quarter, that means they want to see a whole game of him. I'm just letting y'all know. Keep your eyes on starters and late in the game. Cause that's who they watching.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what number 2 is what's troubling me. I need me a backup center.
Yeah.
I need a backup center.
So did you see them? You didn't see the Torrey Simpkins take any snaps while you was there?
Yeah, yes he did. Yes he did. And he's to me a more guard than center. Remember when what that is? Dennis Allen them got Ruiz. Ruiz was what? From Michigan. He was a center, right?
Yeah, he was.
That's why I was a small center. And he's not a very big guy either. So
Simpkins ain't that big?
no, Simpkins is bigger than him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Ruiz, what I'm saying, I can't have that small guy on my line after you went and got that big meat over there. That shows me we need somebody to replace this dude. And I think when we get in the draft or whatever, either when they do cuts and pick up, I think the Saints gonna pick up a couple of guards. You know,
I think that's the reason. I think that was one of the reasons for drafting Jeremiah Wright.
Right. But he got to speed up. He can't be hurt.
No, I was gonna say right quick. Just thinking about the Ruiz thing. I think Sean tried to smart himself out on that pick.
Yeah.
If they brought him in, they just should have kept him at center, especially he was that high of a pick. Just keep him at center, and if he pan out, he pan out. If he don't, he don't. But you trying to switch?
Sean was good for that. CB, he was good for that, taking a right guard and making him a left tackle, and he was good for all that kind of stuff. You know, trying to save his fate on what he picked. You know, tried to save his fate on what he picked, but. I'm still sitting here. We ain't like right now today. We not going to battle with these guys, bro. We gonna have a whole new 53 by that time we start out, you know. But I do think we gonna keep us about 6 receivers this year. I think we might go into the camp with 3-4 running back. You know, I don't see Miller and them with us, you know. I don't see that happening. And I don't see I'm still kind of funny about this safety. I like an intimidator as safety. I don't know because you look at last year, we talked about it last year. Reed wasn't showing up, man. I don't know. I was like, where's the safeties? You know, I mean, come on, man. They
say, boy, they talk so good about this dude, Julian Blackman.
Yeah, but he's out there.
Real good about him.
Yeah, he's playing and everything. But I'm not set on them 4 in the back. That's just me. I'm just not set on them. I'm not set. I look at them at practice and I'm like, nobody should be flying deep like that. You know, you got Barron Brown flying deep. You got Lance, the young guy, Lance, running deep. I mean, you know, I'm looking for my safety play, man.
I saw the tape on that, bro. And it looked like in both of those instances, Isaac Yiadom got beat.
Right. Right. Well, yes. Yeah, it was him. It was Yadam on both times on there. But what I'm saying is, Uptown, when I went out there, I'm looking at him getting drum beat. Like, I'm like, I'm looking at drum beat getting out. It just, I'm like, damn, they can't stop. I know they practicing it, practicing against each other, but you still trying to show something, man. You still trying to show something. So all in all, my thing, I got to see more from my corners and I just got to see more. And my last thing to everything, Uptown and CB, I
Yeah.
want to tell y'all, this was confusing me. I know it does it to y'all too. I'm listening and looking at these guys coming to camp. When they come to camp, hopefully they not already injured, right? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Cause when they step on that field and play one play blue, I say who that is on the ground, somebody on the ground. I mean, these guys, I don't know if they be injured already and these contracts they have with insurance and I don't know. But I never seen it before in watching football for years. Even Tulane Stadium. I mean, I used to see. This stuff is new to me. You know, you fall down. Oh, he got a ruptured disc. I say, well, how you got that? They don't have pads on. How you got a torn ACL? I mean, you ain't had a torn ACL last year with pads on. And now you ain't, I'm just saying, man, it's a lot of different things. Not saying these guys not injured, man. What I'm saying is, you know, I mean, to me, I mean, you wasn't, man. I want put some other guys out there, man. I just want some guy that want to play for the Saints, man. That's what I want.
Okay,
That man went on the podium, bro. Drew Brees went on the podium, and what he said? He said New Orleans loved him and everything. That man said I'd have died for them, and I believe him. I believe him because he didn't want to relinquish that job, man. He didn't want to relinquish that job. Sean Payton ain't want him to relinquish it because he know we would have got Mahomes, but hey, bro, he didn't want to get that job up. And it was hard for Drew. And a dude, a good family man, everything, bro. I'ma just say this, man. We need people who want to play for the Saints. And with that heart, if you got that heart and mind for the Saints, come on, man. Come to New Orleans, man. Come to New Orleans.
Right, for sure, man. Appreciate hearing from you, bro.
Say, bro, same thing, bro. Hey, Uptown. Look, I be talking to CB. Look, CB, listen to me, good, bro. Why don't you come on more often, young man? Come on now. What you doing?
Oh, it's season time now. It's
All
it's a
right,
given for sure.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
We about to step
And
out.
I got you on lock, CB. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And look, Uptown, look, you keep on preaching because you saying only the things that I be thinking. That's why I always say preach, Uptown, because that's what I be thinking. I say that Uptown know he can call it, boy. Yes, indeed.
No doubt about it, bro. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, man.
Oh yeah, all the time. I'm back at y'all. Ain't nothing but a historian on this side. I'm back at y'all.
All right, fam.
Who that?
All right. Who that? Who that?
All right, so now we got our last caller of the night. We got our guy T Dirt. T Dirty, what it do, fam?
What's up? First of all, shout out to Saints Uptown. Wow, shout out to CB. You know what I'm saying? Wow, what's up, nigga? What's up?
What's hand?
Chilling, fam. Chilling.
Man, look here. First of all, let me address these Panthers fans that been hitting my goddamn inbox about we coming for y'all. These motherfuckers sing Haynes King for one motherfucking night, and now they in my inbox talking about we finna do some shit. I said, so we can't praise Tyler Shuck for 9 games, but y'all boost this nigga up off 1 game? Get the fuck out of here, man. Look here, bro. I feel good about my squad this year, and I did watch the Drew Brees thing. I ain't gonna lie. when he said, "If you love New Orleans, they'll love you back." Man, I ain't gonna lie, my eyes kind of sweated a little bit. I ain't gonna say I cried, but my shit sweated a little bit. You know, I'm like that whole
Yeah.
speech was heartfelt, man. Hey, real shit, man. Look, we finna take this shit this year, dog. I feel good about this shit this season, bro. Not because of Tyler Shutt, but because of the shit we got around him and the shit that's going on. And then the injuries that's fucking with us, dog. It is what it is. It's injuries, but I feel good this time, dog. I have a cheese and grit feeling in my chest about this season. You hear me?
I feel you. I
So
feel you.
it's something good. And y'all talking about Cesar Ruiz, man. Look, that was a Sheldon Payton pick.
Yeah.
That part took that undersized lineman for him. Dude, I don't know what he thought he was gonna have accomplish with that little ass man. That's his pick, dog. So check this out. Sean Payton could go come and get him. He gotta get him, dog. We ain't getting no more quarterbacks hurt behind this little motherfucker here. But how y'all doing, man? What's how y'all feeling about this season, bro? What's hell? I'm feeling great right now.
Hey man, we feeling the same. We feeling very optimistic about everything and all that, bro. You understand?
Yeah.
I think you know that these boys gonna do well and
I
stuff.
can't hear
Bro.
you. I can't hear.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear
Shit. I
me? Can
can't
you
hear
hear me?
something.
Can you hear me, CB?
When we come out and come back
Yeah, I
in, or
can hear
what?
you.
You hear me? I can't hear
Yeah.
Uptown though.
Yeah. You can hear me, huh, CB?
Yeah.
I can hear you. It's like low though.
Okay. Shit. I don't know what to do here. I turn it up a little bit, I guess. But hey,
Yeah, I
man,
can't
look.
hear Uptown though. Let me come out and come back in.
Yeah. You can hear me like regular, huh, CB?
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. I'm about to say, man. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm on the same stuff that you know that I've been on the whole while. See, come back in, man. You the last man. She
Dog.
did it, the last man
See,
standing.
I gotta hear Uptown because when I was first looking for Saints content, I found Uptown first before I found Big Q. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I gotta salute Saints Uptown. You hear me?
Say, bro, this is what I was saying. I feel very optimistic about everything. I like the way everything is going. Although they're not saying too much, you notice they don't talk a whole lot about Jordan Tyson in camp.
Yeah.
But I hear that the Jordan Tyson, Tyler Shuck connection is working out pretty damn good.
But check this out, Saints. You know how we've been getting excited over training camp, darlings and training camp shit. We gotta understand in training camp. It's not
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to get myself, you know what I'm saying, too excited, but because last time we had a training camp, darling, it was Brandon Coleman and somebody else and somebody else. And then when the lights come on, them some bitches, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know, bro. That we'd have been because remember last season it was Mason Tipton.
yeah. And then Mason tiptoed his ass out every game. So
So
look,
that
I
kind
ain't
of survived.
they ain't gonna fool me uptown. Like, man, I heard you said about Barry Brown. I hear him, I see him throwing the football there, but do that in the real game, then you convince me, dog. But right
But,
now,
but the
I I,
only
I
reason,
ain't a fool, bro.
but the only reason why I have more reason to believe in what they saying about a cat like Jordan Tyson is because that's what everybody was saying about a cat like Jordan Tyson.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? So like that's the reason why I have more reason to believe, the positive things that they are saying about him in camp. You
yeah,
understand? Now, as far as Barry and Brown and stuff is concerned, we already talked about that earlier in the show, me and CB, because we didn't have remember that one year it was damn Emmanuel Butler that was
yeah.
that was the damn
Hey,
training
he
camp.
never even touched the field.
Yeah, didn't even touch the field. There was we done been through this again and again and again and again.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like I think the difference and stuff between I say about a person like Barry and Brown and say some of the others that they mentioned was that first of all, Tipton was an undrafted free agent, and we actually drafted Barry and Brown. Although it was in the 6th round, we still drafted him. You understand what I'm saying? So like, and then we know too that this dude does have some prowess as a wide receiver. He's
Yeah,
not just a kickoff return. So that you have more reason to believe some of the stuff in terms of him, but until these dudes touch the field, you understand what I'm saying? You don't know what they're gonna be or whatever, right? But I do believe of all the rookies that we have, I think that that dude Jordan Tyson, if he stays healthy, he's gonna
oh
do
yeah.
he's gonna be
I have
something.
a
Oh
I
yeah,
have
for
high
sure.
expect. I actually have a good feeling about this season. I'm not gonna say we're gonna go no Super Bowl, no none of that shit, but I have great expectations right now. You know what I'm saying? And other people see it because they try to all of a sudden they start to ride our coattail. Like, don't do that shit now. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't with us when we was down, don't be with us when we finna come up. We don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand how you do it when your team is down, you abandon them. And then when they come up, you come back. You a disloyal ass person to me, dog. And I can't rock with people like that. I can't listen to people that don't tell me. You could tell me the sun is out. I can look at the one and see the sun is out. I still won't listen to you because you was disloyal. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Big
I
facts.
don't know. I don't know. It is what it is, though. But I got a
But
good
look,
feeling about the team, man. Hopefully, Caesar Reed get his spot taken. Um, thank God, Tyler Sugar is a mobile quarterback. He can move around. He can get up out of the pocket if need be. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing good news. Like, besides the injuries and shit, you know that Louisiana he gonna cramp you up and break you down. But you come out the other end of that shit a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Louisiana Heat. I was born in that shit, bro. So I'm good. They be like, how you sitting out this? You just gotta sit your ass still and you moving around too goddamn much. That's
mm-hmm.
Louisiana Heat. Don't move around too much. You know what I'm saying? But it is. I got a good feeling though, dog. Real shit. I think Kellen got an idea of what he want to do, and I'm seeing this shit play out. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Me too.
I'm seeing
We
it play out.
appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you coming through, bro.
Already, dog. Already, man. Love y'all, man. I don't really show my face love. When y'all pop up, I'm showing my face. You, Big Q, TJ, Circus, I show my face all day for, bro. It's just a respect thing, and I love y'all, man. I'll stop. You heard me?
Man, we love you
Facts,
too,
fam.
bro. We love you too,
Already,
man.
already, man.
No
Oh
doubt
yeah,
about
fam.
it. Who that?
Who that?
Okay, man. Shout out to
Yeah,
T
that's it.
Dirty.
That's it. That's the show, man. That's it for tonight. You dig? But y'all know we're gonna be hitting up, man. The season is starting. You understand? We about to ramp it up and champ it up. You dig? Y'all know how that go. We appreciate all the people and stuff that came on the panel tonight. JT, Debo, my man T Dirty. You understand? The OG. You dig? That's how it goes. You dig? So
Facts.
be looking out for us, man. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know that we are lethal when it comes down to all the Saints content. You understand? Now, we don't put out as much as some people would put out, but we put out the best shit when we get together. You understand? Me and CB is lethal, bro. You dig? Boy, we like the damn, like the Road Warriors. You dig? We was the
Big
we'd be the
facts.
champions forever, forever and ever. You
No
dig?
lies. No lies.
Understand that we real with our stuff, man. We don't lean on nobody and all that, and we don't, play no particular favors to no particular players.
Nothing for clicks or likes. Not saying nothing crazy, just to hit a lick. We ain't on that, man. We real authentic, just like
Understand?
Uptown said.
So we gonna be hitting y'all up, and y'all know how we do. You understand? You got anything else to say, CB?
Just appreciate the fans for tuning in tonight. I know it's been
Like,
a while.
comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely
Tell a
been a
friend to tell a
while.
friend.
Yes, yes. So who that nation? This week, midweek, I promise you we coming back soon. So just be on the lookout. I say Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. Just be on the lookout for our next show. We're gonna be recapping what's going next. I think the Jaguars. I'm not sure when they do their joint practice or
I
whatever,
think,
but
I think they about to get it on tomorrow or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Either tomorrow or Tuesday, they about to get it on.
okay, so yeah, we'll have some updates from that, and we'll just see what's just see what's popping. So who that nation, man? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. This the WDN Chat Line Podcast, and we out. Who that?
Who that, baby? For life.